Tell me about it. What went into this, and how are you feeling, most importantly?
Well, first of all, what in the hell am I thinking? And by the way, it's the hottest day of the year so far, so perfect, right? Here I am trying to compete with all these young bucks in this truck series, and I'm out here pouring sweat before I ever got in a truck. But looking forward to the opportunity, and you asked how this came about. It came about Brian, Patty, and I, right? We had a lot of success together back in the day. When I moved over from RCR to MWR under the Toyota banner, we had a lot of success. He was my crew chief, and those are the best years of my career. We almost won a championship, finishing I think 3rd or 5th the next time around, and the team shut down, unfortunately. We just never got a chance to work together again, but we both had a lot of fun. Trust me, we had a lot of fun in those days. When it's hard to believe that we had the success that we did because we were having so much fun doing it. It was almost dangerous at times, but here we are again. He kept on me over the last couple of years. Before, when he was with Kyle Busch Motorsports, and now with Spire. Called me again this year. Last year I was like, I don't think so, bud. This retirement's pretty good. I ran those SRX races, and I kind of got the bug again. I had some success on those, and was running against, the likes of Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, all these guys. I'm thinking, man, I still got it. So, oh no, here I am in a truck series in Nashville.
You sure are. And you mentioned Brian, Patty. So took a lot of talking, a lot of coaxing, but finally you're here. So now that you're game planning again together, what has that been like preparing for this race?
The preparation has just changed so much. Even the 4 years ago when we were preparing for a cup race, it wasn't even to the extent of what I just went through previewing this weekend in Nashville Super Speedway with Spire Motorsports. First of all, Tyler Green, never worked with him before. Spotter shows up with his preview, right? Go into the shop. He sits down with this whole presentation of lap times, SMT data, by the way, setups, more data, SMT, went to the simulator, and that's where, we know as we're covering this sport, I know the ins and outs of that. I lived it a little bit on the tail end of my career, but nothing to the extent it is today. With 20 minutes of practice, I got to show up here and pick it up. It's been 20 years since I've been out here on this racetrack. It was a good track for me, but it was 20 years ago. A lot of horsepower back then. A lot of things are different. Never a truck race. These trucks are quite a bit different than everything. So getting in that simulator and putting me right back in, on the bike, so to speak. I got out there and within the second lap, I was like, oh, I remember cresting this hill getting into one. I remember holding it out here. Wall kind of comes out and gets you. Big arc getting in, low and straight up off, because that wall definitely comes out and surprises you on both exits. So it came pretty quick as far as, just the visuals of this racetrack. But the grip level is going to be a challenge. I got to go out there and figure it out very fast. 20 minutes of practice, like I alluded to, and then qualifying right after that. The fastest lap, the most important lap, by the way, is right there after that. So not a lot of time.
So when you have the fire suit on, you're putting the helmet on, you're getting ready to go out there and take the track, how do you think you're going to feel?
Terrible.
Not terrible.
Oh, I'm going to feel terrible. I've always explained it like this. Everybody thinks that just, driving fast and racing is a lot of fun. Racing is not fun. Winning is fun.
There we go.
And it's so fun that it makes everything else worth it. That being said, man, I've won in the truck series. I've won in Xfinity. I've won at this racetrack, right? Won in the Cup Series. I've done that. So once you taste that victory, there's nothing that replaces that. And you're going to ask me next the expectations.
You're in our world now. That is my next question. Look at you.
And the expectations are this. Once you've tasted that victory, that's the expectation. Everybody expects you to go out and run well. Steve Letarte called me out on Dirty Mo, whatever it is, on some gambling site to put money on me. I'm like, great. No more pressure. I don't need any more pressure, Steve. But I expect to go out and hopefully be competitive. I'm in a good truck with Spire Motorsports, a great sponsor, a longtime sponsor of mine. Rush Truck Standards came on board. So it means a lot to me to go out. A lot of family and friends over here. Really, since I've retired, all my friends that I hang out with are in Nashville. And they all, not one of them, got to watch me race. So they're all going to be here tonight, and that'll be pretty special.
All right, since you knew my next question about expectations, let me ask, what's it been like being back in the garage, interacting with obviously some new folks in the series and whatnot, but what's it been like just hearing from everybody and seeing everybody?
Well, see, now we switch. You took my answer. So There is a lot of new faces. As a matter of fact, I don't know anybody over here. I keep standing around here at the back of the truck, and I'm like, hey, Patty, who's that kid that walked by? Oh, yeah, that's Corey Heim. Yeah, I should have known that, right? He's probably going to smoke me tonight. So I'm trying to size up my competition back here on the back of the hauler as they walk by and you know, size them up a little bit.
All right, Clint, this has been a joy. I love talking with you. I'm excited to see what you do tonight, and good luck out there.
I'm excited for it to be over with. I cannot wait to get down to Broadway, because that way I already know by then what happened. We'll see.
We'll see you on Broadway post-race then.
Deal.
All right, thanks, Clint.
See ya.